In this crochet tutorial, we're going to go over how to make the Madison crochet dish towel. And to make this dish towel, you'll need a total of 230 yards of medium weight cotton yarn. You can either use 1 or 2 colors. If you do choose to use 2, you will need 200 yards of the medium weight yarn for your first color choice and 30 yards for your second color choice. You'll also need a 5mm crochet hook, stitch markers if you would like to use them to keep track of your rows, a yarn needle to weave in your ends, and a pair of scissors. So this pattern was originally released last year, and I have now gone back and revisited it and revised the pattern to match the other dish towel patterns that I have. If you would like to check those out, I will leave a link for those down in the description below. There is a playlist showing those patterns. So this is in US terms. And if you want to change the width of this dishcloth, your foundation chain needs to be an odd number. The initial chains in the rows do not count as a stitch. And if you want to make the dish towel taller, you would just need to add more of the repeat row in. The finished size, as the pattern is written, is 13 inches wide by 19 inches tall. So let's go ahead and get started on this tutorial. Okay, to start out, you're going to want to create a foundation chain of 51. Once you have your foundation chain, for row 1, we're going to be doing single crochets all the way across the chain. We'll be starting in the second chain from the hook. I do like to work in the back bumps, so if you turn it over and you see these back bumps here, we'll be starting in the second one. So you'll just insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. We're just going to continue to do this all the way across this foundation chain. You don't have to work in the back bump if you don't want to. You can't just work in the top of the chain. It is just personal preference as to what you would like to do. Okay, for row 2, it's going to be the same as row 1. We're just going to be doing single crochets. So you'll chain 1 and turn your work, and we'll be starting in this first stitch. And just do a single crochet in that stitch and continue to do single crochets all the way across this row. After you finish row 2, going into row 3, this is where we're going to start the main repeat row for this pattern. And what you'll want to do for these rows is chain 1, go ahead and turn your work. This initial chain doesn't count as a stitch, so you'll just want to start doing a half double crochet in the first stitch. And to do a half double crochet, you'll just yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, and yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Now for the next stitch in the row, we will be doing 2 half double crochets in that stitch. Then we'll be skipping a stitch, and then in the following stitch, we'll do another 2 half double crochet stitches. We will repeat this all the way across the row. So you'll be doing 2 half double crochets in 1 stitch and skipping a stitch. You'll continue this until you have 1 stitch left in the row. Okay, now at the end of the row, we've done 2 half double crochet stitches and we've skipped a stitch. So that leaves us with 1 stitch left here. And we're going to do 1 half double crochet in this last stitch. So then we'll just continue on, chaining 1, turning our work, and we'll repeat the same thing. 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, then in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets, and then we will skip a stitch, and then we will do another 2 half double crochets, and just repeat this same row all the way up through row 9. So you can go ahead and pause the video, and I'll meet you back here at the end of row 9. Okay, at the end of row 9, if you have chosen to use 2 colors, this is where we're going to be swapping our colors. So you don't want to finish off your last half double crochet stitch of row 9. When you have 1 loop to pull through your half double crochet to finish it off, you'll want to swap out your yarn colors. So we'll grab our second color here and we'll put it on our hook, and then we will pull that through to finish off our last half double crochet of row 9. For rows 10 through 12, we will be doing our second color, and they will just be regular half double crochet rows. And we will be starting in the first stitch. So you'll chain 1 and turn your work, And then in that first stitch, go ahead and do a half double crochet, and then continue to do a half double crochet in each stitch all the way across the row. And then you'll just repeat this for rows 11 and 12 also. So that's rows 10, 11, and 12 are just half double crochet stitches in each stitch all the way across the row. So go ahead and pause the video, and I'll meet you back here at the end of row 12. Now we're at the end of row 12, and we're going to be swapping back to our first color. So you will want to finish off the last half double crochet of this row. Just like before, to swap color out, we'll grab our first color yarn and we will go ahead and put that on the hook, and we will pull that through to finish off the last half double crochet of row 12. So starting in row 13, we're going to go back to doing the repeat row. So we'll chain 1, turn our work, and in that first stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 half double crochets in that stitch. And then you'll skip 1 stitch and do 2 half double crochets in the following stitch. We'll just repeat this all the way across, just as before. 2 half double crochets in 1 stitch, skip a stitch, and you'll do that until the end, and there's 1 stitch left. When you have the 1 stitch left in the row, you'll go ahead and just do 1 half double crochet in that last stitch, and then repeat this all the way up through row 39. So you can go ahead and pause the video, and I'll meet you back here at the end of row 39. Okay, at the end of row 39, we're going to be swapping out our colors again and going to color 2 for our next stripe in the towel. So you'll want to go ahead and swap out your yarn again, and then pull that through to finish off the last half double crochet of row 39. And rows 40 through 42 are just like the previous stripe that we had. So we'll chain 1, turn our work, and they are half double crochets starting in this first stitch, and then we're just going to do a half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 42, we're going to swap out our color again. So go ahead and switch back to your first color before finishing off your last half double crochet of row 42. Go ahead and pull that through to finish off that last half double crochet. And then for rows 43 through 49, we're going to go back in and do the repeat row like before. So we'll chain 1, turn our work, and then we'll be doing a half double crochet stitch in this first stitch. And then in the next stitch, do 2 half double crochet stitches, and then skip a stitch. And repeat that all the way across until you have 1 stitch left in the row, and just do 1 half double crochet in that last stitch. So again, you'll repeat this for rows 43 through 49. Go ahead and pause, and I'll meet you back here at the end of row 49. Now for rows 50 and 51, we're going to go ahead and chain 1, turn our work, and these 2 rows are going to be the last 2 rows of this towel. So starting in this first stitch, we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to single crochet in each stitch all the way across the row. And repeat this again for row 51. And once you're at the end of row 51, you can go ahead and fasten off and weave in your ends and enjoy your new dish towel. If you like crochet patterns like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified as new tutorials come out. Thanks for watching.